What up, nerds? Bujo Head Jody here. I have been bullet journaling since 2017, and I would like to share my monthly spreads for February of 2024 with you. And I have already gotten the cover dirty. It doesn't have to be perfect, just has to work. You have the end of January here. As you can see, I am recording this a little later than I had hoped to, but you know what? We're gonna persevere, and it's definitely a case of better late than never. So we're gonna start with the spread that I always start with on the right-hand side of any of my monthly spreads, the very first right-hand page, and that is all of my financial summaries. So these are all the accounts. There's also a couple like just planned targets and that kind of thing here. This is pretty much exactly as you've seen in January and in most years prior. I haven't changed this a whole lot, obviously. Got slightly different theme. I'm basically using all of the red, pink, and some of the purple adjacent colors for the month of February, the month of love. Historically, all of my February spreads suck. Like, they're all terrible. I'm never happy with them, and last year I was finally happy with one, and so you'll see it's pretty much exactly the same as what I've done with this one. I have added in, I want to do more doodles and more quotes this year, just make sure that I have that because I have the space for it in this B5. I've added in some doodles and fun things, but it's pretty similar. Didn't quite know what to do with the header here. It's fine. It's February, you know? If it's not absolutely terrible, I'm not mad at it. So, assets, debts, targets, and then we move on to some of the other summary spreads, all very similar look and feel. This one is actually going to be the calendar. I opted for the simple sort of vertical line calendar as opposed to doing the full, actual like weekly calendar, the type of calendar you'd have on the wall, just to keep things a little bit simpler, sort of consolidate everything. I do like when I do these types of things to highlight the weekend, the Saturday and the Sunday. And one of the problems with that is that I don't always know where they are, and I don't really mark it out. From all the marking I've done for this one, I mostly just mark where the corners of all these are going to be. So what I do here is I use my pen to write down the dates, and then I'll write down the day of the week, and then from there I know where the Saturdays and the Sundays are. Now the problem with this is that if you go over this pen with these markers, the black will bleed a little bit. Now I could find a pen that doesn't do that, but I do like these pens. So you will see what I do instead is I color in most of the line, and then I go backwards. And so it only bleeds a little bit. It doesn't bleed for that whole line there. And I didn't have a whole lot of rhyme or reason. I had 5 different sort of pink adjacent colors to choose from, so I just kind of went alternating. Sometimes I have a very specific pattern with that, it's like a rule I need to follow, but for this month it was just kind of, just keep changing them out for a different one. So the second box on the left that you cannot see anymore, that is actually going to be my videos spread. This box that I'm working on is going to be my hours, and then the last box here is going to be the beginning of my budget spread. So this will list out all the transactions that I do, and then the final spread that I will do will actually be a continuation of this. In January, I only did one full page of transactions. It definitely wasn't enough. I did do a lot of things and pay for a lot of things in January, so I'm hoping February will be a little less spendy, but I do want to make sure I have enough space for that. When I was in the A5, I was doing both sides, and so I was thinking in the B5 I may only want to use just one page, but I think I'm going to need a little bit more lines for that. So So with all the main spreads set up, I'm going to start on my doodles. They're just kind of little, tiny Valentine's adjacent doodles. If you cannot see the letters, it's XOXO there. Some lips, sparkles, and some hearts. Pretty simple little tiny things. They're actually really cute. Just sort of alternating, and I tried to keep them specifically to the sides and then between each of the spreads, just to give it some semblance of order, but it is just kind of random placement. Try to alternate and keep it interesting. last few doodles here. That'll be it for February monthly spreads. Thanks a lot. Bye.